Forces militant.
Hello, hello. Thanks for the follow, Bat Biscuits. Ali says, I would like to see myself as an animation, LOL. That is very complicated, and I cannot do it. I'm sorry, Ali. It's taken months just to get this far with this one character, and it's still nowhere near done. And that's not even with animation. I'm not an animator. I'm just the rigger. I make the puppet. And hello, Pierre Elliott. Wait a second. Technical difficulties. Rigger, R-I-G-G-E-R, creates rigs. This is a rig right here. Where, well, it's not connected right now, but it's basically a rig is just a puppet that the animator will then take and move around, and I create that digital puppet. It's kind of like just solving a big technical / artistic puzzle. Sup, Animation Mob? How are you today? Alright, I think we're good to go. Alright, so it should be a pretty simple day. We'll see, because we are going to be working on rigging the nose, which is one of the simpler aspects of the face. It's just a couple of joints, so we are going to be adding in some options for nasocreasing, which is the crease that runs from the outside of the nostril down to the corner of the mouth, but we're just going to add a little bit towards the top since we haven't rigged the mouth yet. You know what I just realized? Is that I don't think I included joints for the cheek. I'll have to worry about that when we get back to the mouth later. Nose hairs, no Allie. No nose hairs for Kayla. That would be pretty gross. I don't know any children with nose hairs. Maybe they're just really small. Okay, so let's go into our prep scene. Yeah, I definitely didn't do anything with cheeks yet. We'll worry about that later. She is too young for intense creasing, but you're definitely gonna need some amount of, you know, she needs to be able to look angry by flaring her nostrils, which pushes the cheek out of the way a little bit, makes a little crease there. Devil, right now we're just doing joints. We're seeing how far we can get on the rig without having to do, anything that would make it non-game engine friendly. So far it's just joints. Dried nose from rubbing it. I don't know if I need to worry about that. Alright, so right now, the way I set this up months ago, I have to kind of remember what I did here. So we have our major nose joint right here. Then we've got one for the tip, and one for either nostril, which would also be rotated around. And then we've got two helper joints on either side, one nasal upper, one nasal lower. Although I think the nasal lower is going to be more of a mouthpiece, so we're just going to ignore those ones. We're just going to do the major nose controls and then a nasal upper so that she can sneer a little bit. You could also, we could have just called this a sneer control, but nasal upper and nasal lower, it's at least makes a little bit more sense, more consistent. Oh, that's okay, Allie. Happy you're here anyway. Alrighty. Where did we leave off in our build file yesterday? So we created this face basics section, and we have our browse section from the time before that. Lower this fan a little bit, it's kind of loud. Oh wait, fan's not making a noise, my laptop's making the noise. Oh well. I switched my setup, I'm no longer using those big headphones. Really the only reason I was doing that was so I could hear the Spotify music that we were playing, and to make sure it didn't come through the speakers. But now I'm just listening to my own music on my little AirPods, and the music you're hearing is just silent to me. That way I don't have to wear those bulky headphones, which the auto background removal did not love. Pierre Elliott asks, what are the updates in comparison to the Kayla V1? And I'm sorry for my bad English, I'm French. I don't see any bad English, makes sense so far. So Kayla 2 is a complete rebuild. Some of the model I started from the old model and then just kind of destroyed it and made it totally new. The face is much lower res, but sculpted into a much more appealing shape. The eyes are no longer awkwardly angled, which a lot of animators complained about with the original Kayla. Actually, I could just bring her in here so you can see the differences. Where is she? Kayla, publish. Wait, we don't want publish. Kayla work. This is so old and misorganized. Kayla 2017. I'll just sort by date. It says this one's the latest. We'll just open that. Who is Kayla being delivered to? Kayla is just one of my own characters that I have for sale on my own website. Oh gosh, that looks hideous. It's not for anyone in particular. It's just animators. Well, that's not what I wanted. It's just for animators that would download her and use her for various assignments and such. My color correction seems to have broken when I imported her. There we go. So Kayla 2 is on the left. Kayla 1 is on the right. I would hope that most of you would agree. The model on the right is a lot more appealing. You don't have these awkwardly angled eyes that like I said before, lots of animators always complain about the eyes. She's still going to ship with the old glasses option, but these are her new default glasses. You like tan Kayla when the colors broke? Well, you could always change her hair color. Why is her neck poking through there? That's weird. Whatever. Let's check on that later. She has like textured hair, textured clothes, and she also has a bunch of new clothing options as well. We twirl these down. Let's see what other clothes we have here. So she's gonna have lots of clothing options, but the model itself is just upgraded in general. But the rig is completely from scratch. I made Kayla back, I think, in January 2015. I think I published her, and honestly, I was such a beginner rigger there. Like a lot of her rig is very outdated. Luckily, she is very lightweight, so I'm working hard to make sure the new rig runs very quickly in parallel evaluation mode. Doesn't matter if that doesn't make sense to you. It just means she'll run at a good frame rate and stuff. But like Kayla, you couldn't even turn off stretchiness on the IK arms and legs, and there were a lot of limitations. I should have the whole rig in there. A lot of limitations on the face, like you'd hit a hard edge there, you wouldn't be able to pull it past there. And the new rig will let you do pretty much whatever you want. Just lots of new rig features. If you've played around with my Mech rigs, those are the first rigs that I've published with the new body system. So the body rig will basically be identical to those characters, and it's just improved upon Kayla 1 in many ways. I don't even think I did like a corrective pass on her body and stuff like that. But yeah, in general, it's just going to be part of a nicer unified pipeline where she gets to where you get to have access to the cleanliness that having all my rigs work the same way will deliver. Like if I make new tools, that'll be usable across like all the different rigs, and it'll just be better. It's just built from scratch, more appealing model, new outfits, and what was I gonna say? I was gonna say some other important difference between them. But I guess in general, I was just gonna say she has like how many years has it been? I guess 6 or 7 years worth of rigging advancements, so it's completely rebuilt from scratch with just modern standards. So some other clothing options she has. There's some shorts. Although actually, let me reopen this file so we don't have old Kayla in here anymore. It's kind of messing with the display a little bit, because she was made in such an old version of Maya. And where'd she go? Can't hide that joint's there. All right, so we can just, if you're still interested, I can just walk through all her different clothing options that I've made for her so far. So she's got the pants, and then she's got shorts. Thought I fixed it so those weren't intersecting. Maybe when they're smooth they're not? Okay, yeah. And then there's a skirt. Yes, Allie, it's quite a bit of work. And then a tutu skirt. Two different types of glasses. Those are her more classic ones. Two different kinds of shoes to choose from. She also has a full body underneath all the clothes, so you can run simulations, but she also has feet underneath her shoes, so you can do barefoot. And there's a t-shirt, there's a bathing suit. That is not actually transparent there, that is the camera being stupid. There. Let me just smooth all of this. Then there's a dress. And a sweater. I was thinking about making this sweater the default. I kind of like this sweater look with the little creases on the side and stuff. And there's also a tank top and some optional earrings. There will also be, if you remember, the original Kayla shipped with a male modification option called Kyle, and Kyle will be back. We've got some new Kyle here that I actually think kind of works as just a little pixie cut for her. So if you got the earrings on, I think she still looks like a little girl. Hello, Sir Kent. And the pink is the default color for now, but you should also be able to change all of the color options as well. Looks like a Karen. That's kind of mean. Andre says you have Kayla circa 2017 with brown t-shirt. Well, she shipped with a green t-shirt. Maybe you like changed it on your end and forgot it wasn't the default or something. But yeah, those are all of her options so far, I think. Hair Kyle black? Oh, black skin. I got confused. I was like black hair. But yeah, there will also be different skin color options, and I haven't finished modeling those hairstyles, but that was one of those. Let's so that's Kayla 2. So let's go back to actually rigging. And it'll get a lot more technical now because it's time to start scripting. I just realized my scripting window's been open this whole time. I should have gone to Maya full screen while I was demoing that, but oh well. And before we get started here, I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break, but I'll be back in 1 to 2 minutes. Alrighty. So when we last... Pierre Elliott says, okay, thank you for your hard work. I will wait patiently for this new rig. Thank you, I appreciate it. I've been saying she's coming in a few months for like 2 years now. Apologies for that. But hopefully in the next half year she'll be released. Hopefully in the next few months, but I'm sick of disappointing people, so I'll just say when it's ready. So okay, we are picking up where we left off on this face rig section. We made our basic face rigs and we made our brows. So after basic face rigs, let's add a section for nose. Actually, these should have been down here. So we've got... How did we name these? Nose bind, nostril bind. Okay. So we'll copy this up here, change it to nose. No left or right, just replace this with nose. So, I guess we can copy the brow section here as well. And rename everything to nose. So, if not nose, no nose joints in scene. Guess we didn't use this same method when we did the face basics, but I'm not really gonna worry about that for now. Just kind of want to get this all done. If I stop and make everything super perfect from a user experience standpoint, I'll never get anything done, especially since I'll probably never actually end up having anybody use this except for me, this rigging system. So for root in nose, I guess I'll call it noses because it's looking for whatever noses are in the scene, even though it's usually just going to be one. I'm always trying to future-proof my systems for changes I might make later, or weird characters with two noses and stuff, but it's probably just a waste of time. I always end up just remaking my whole system every couple of characters anyway. Hopefully not this time, but it's happened before where I just make like one or two characters and I'm like, well, this is outdated, time to remake this whole system, meaning I future-proofed for nothing. No nose joints in scene. Else for root and noses. It's printing building nose split. I don't know if this will run the same as it did with the others, because the brows had left and right sides that it was looking for. So I guess we'll say if underscore nose in root, then the name will be, or I guess we'll just use the same line twice. If nose in root, print building blank underscore nose, root dot split. Shouldn't have gotten rid of that. What did I do here? Print building blank underscore nose, root dot split, underscore nose. I think that's what it was before. And it's not that, print building nose. I think that's all we need there. Okay, just gonna assume that's fine. Now we actually need to build the nose, which, do we want to create? Yeah, I guess we will create a separate file for the nose build. So we'll start from our rig browse file and save this as rig nose. And then let's get rid of the whole right side because it's all just going to be one function. And now let's get rid of most of the left side function because we're going to be writing stuff from scratch, but let's steal some of the introductory stuff. Let's see, so this get info section we want to keep. We don't need any of this kind of stuff. Oh, but we do need base groups, root control. I don't think we want root control. Let's just delete it up to here, and then we'll get rid of all this stuff. Rename this properly. Nose. I guess we could just search for anything that says browse or brow. Replace this with nose. Replace all. And then also search for brow. Oh wait. Search for noses. Replace with nose as well. Okay. That was kind of a weird little thing. We're replacing brow. Made sure there were some noses plural left over. But it's all good now. Let's make sure everything in here is okay. So we don't need left and right. It's all just one nose. That should be fine. Get info. Root.split. So this is that weird situation where this was written, the stuff we copied and pasted was written assuming that there was a left and a right prefix before it. So that's not going to work. So I guess we'll just get rid of the 0 here. And if pre-old, then it will equal that. I think that should work. It's not even going to tell us if it works now because it's just going to not find that anyway because it's just called nose. It's not called prefix nose because that whole prefix thing you may have figured out by now is just or maybe not. It's all like if you have nose 1 or nose 2 or whatever, it would be called like you put 1 or 2 or A or B at the beginning, like I don't know, nose up or nose lower. If for some reason you're making a monster with 2 noses, then there would be some prefix before the word nose. All right, so next line, pre is equal to pre-old, and then wait, I don't think this line's right. Pre-old blank underscore. This is probably, you probably have no idea what I'm doing right now. That's fine, just ignore me. I'm just setting up some boring technical stuff, and then once I get past this, we'll actually be building the nose. Pre-old.split. For nose, I'm just looking for 0. I think. You know what? Maybe I just need to say pre-old is equal to. Maybe just if not pre-old. Then pre-old is equal to nothing. I think that'll work. Oh, actually, we do need to put something there. If, but it's simpler than this. If pre-old will equal to pre-old, the first object it gave us. But if not, it'll just be nothing. Okay. And then 3 is equal to, oh, maybe, you know what, maybe we do need to add the underscore in here. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. 3 is, so our prefix for this will always be, it'll always end with nose, even if there's a prefix before it. So in our case, it's just going to be nose. Build scale, that's fine. Colors are fine. Base groups are fine. So let's run this and make sure everything gets named correctly for our base groups here. And also, in our build, we need to actually drop this command that we can steal from here. Rig nose.run. Okay. And then we'll just go ahead and steal these parent and connection lines. Wait. Thought there was a parent line here, I guess not. Alright, we'll ignore that for now. But we will make sure it returns the group at the very end here. Always end with a cleanup section. And then return control group. Why did I just get a chat notification that said welcome to the chat room? To me. That's weird. Alright, let's run this and see if it works. Probably an error somewhere in here. Oh, I should check. I should tell this to just run the face, so we don't have to wait for it to build the full body every time. Error 803. Rig underscore nose is not defined. Oh, we have to import it, duh. So let's reopen this file and also tell it to only build the face for future reference so we're not wasting time. Select the build node. And just build face. Click a bunch of stuff to make sure we don't accidentally undo that later. And in our build file at the very top, we need to import the nose. Put it under, I guess we'll put it above browse because that's the order it's doing it in. This is just so it can actually access that other script we just made. And I always have a reload line so it always grabs the latest version of it. Alright, that should work. Or at least access the script, then we'll see if there's actual errors. It seemed to work. Do we have control nose underscore bind underscore nose? That naming is not accurate at all. How did that happen? Control underscore nose. It should just be control underscore nose. Okay. Control group, control underscore pre. So we definitely screwed up our prefix concatenation here. So root.split. It's checking for what comes before underscore nose, but you know what? Let me try something. It might be that when you try to split something and it doesn't exist, it gives you something other than nothing. Let's find out by just running this here. So it's finding this object, and then it's splitting it. What does it return if it doesn't work? Oh, it just returns the whole thing. So instead of if pre-old, we need to say if pre-old is not equal to, wait. If pre-old is not equal to root. Yeah. If it's different, then it knows it found something. Now, this should be parenting to roll face. Do I have it? Let me check the brow file. Why didn't the brow file that we steal this from have that? At some point, I guess I must have thrown it into like cleanup or something. So here's how we did it in rig brow. Yeah, it's just parenting it. Here. Let's see where we're actually doing it. Did I type control underscore face anywhere? Yes, I did. Okay, I did just throw it into cleanup. Let's get rid of that and do it up at the top to be cleaner. Oh, I might have that in the second place, actually. Yeah. Throw that right here. Okay. But are we putting stuff into a world face group? I guess that's not a thing I've done, but let's just build this and see what happens. Thanks for the follow, Hoss 00312 R Riggers. Okay, built without errors. Let's check. What the heck? Now, why didn't the brow... We just changed that line. Why didn't brow get parented to the proper place? Control group, control face. It's not parenting anything else. Whatever, I guess we'll just bring those lines back for brow because it worked before. Must have parented it somewhere in the brow script, but whatever. It's all good. Alright, where did our nose go? Wait, it's still named wrong. That's weird, but at least it parented it to face. That's one step. Alright, so I can ignore the brow file for now. Let's just see why this is splitting incorrectly. Pre-old, so it's splitting nose underscore bind, and... Oh, you know what? I think... Wait. It's not equal to root. That means it found something. That means it's... It shouldn't be in there. Pre-old is equal to nothing. Let me have it print a 1 in here and a 2 in the next one so we can see which one it's actually doing. This isn't a complicated thing. I'm not sure why it's wigging out. Okay, it's printing the first one, so it's not getting to... It's for some reason going in here. Very simple problem we have to solve now. So if pre-old, I guess we'll have it print pre-old, just to see what it's giving us. No, don't detach. Come on. Nope. Get in there. Why are you not wanting to attach? There we go. All right, so let's build this. So it's finding a list, and the first item is nose underscore bind. So when it splits that, it finds nose underscore bind. The pre-old is not equal to root. Okay, so pre-old is a list right now. So I guess we can just always put that 0 there because it's always going to return a list whether it finds something or not. So if pre-old is not equal to root, pre-old is equal. Okay. I think that makes sense. Whoops, gotta reopen the prep file first. Good thing I put that warning there. It's not preload, it's pre-old, which is just a sloppy variable name I'm using for my own type. But yes, pre-old is splitting a string into multiple strings, which means it's a list, but root is just a string. So I needed to kind of convert those. Okay, let's see if that worked. Hooray! Control underscore nose is there. Okay, so we're good to go. And then let's take a peek under world. Yeah, it looks like I'm not worrying about sorting world into face and body. I probably should, but Well, since we didn't do it on anything else, we'll just leave it like that for now. Okay, so everything's working. We can move on now. And I drank so much water, I'm already ready for another bathroom break, so I'll be right back. Alright, I am back, and I just realized that my Maya has been getting cut off this whole time. Apologies for that. Alright, now it fits again. Okay. So we're ready to move on and start building the nose. So we've got a new section here, we'll call it Controls. And you can probably steal some stuff from when it builds the joints. Let's see. We will steal some of these. Maybe we'll just, we'll just go line by line and steal individual lines that we might need. Okay, so we need to grab all of the nose joints, and so the nostrils and nose tip don't all start with nose underscore. Probably should have, but we've also got these nasal upper, so I guess we'll just list these individually to try to find them. So joints is equal to cmds.ls, and we'll just grab anything that is star nose tip underscore bind, anything that is star naso upper underscore bind, and then we've got nostril underscore bind. The star means anything can come before it, and it'll grab all those objects that match that query. So that should give us a list of all of them. For joint and joints, and then we'll just print each of these to see how it worked out. And this should give us a list of all of our relevant nose joints. And you know what? We should add root into this list that we're looping through. But it looks like it grabbed everything else. And you know what? It's kind of a cleaner list if we don't let Maya create it. It always adds those weird little syntax issues with the little U and stuff. I don't fully understand what that means, but just to get root at the beginning of it, we'll declare joints as an empty list, or not an empty list, a list that starts with the root joint. Just give this a temp or a 1. We'll say for joint in joints 1, joints.append We're adding it to the list that has root in it already. And then we can actually start looping through the final joints list. See if that works. Just as a way to get root at the beginning of that list. There's probably a super simple way to just say add root to this list, add this object to this list at the beginning. I don't know it offhand, so I just did that instead of looking it up. Okay, so what did it print? Sweet, so we got nose bind, nose tip, naso uppers, and nostrils. So we are good to create a control for each of these using that same one we used for the brows and the basics. So we'll just steal this create control line, drop it into here. Creating a control, and its name will be joint.replace, and we're replacing bind with control. Shape will be, what shape do we want it to be? Guess we can make it a circle, but maybe we'll make it a square just to differentiate it. Well, sup, Jorge? Yes, I do mean it's a Unicode string. I've seen that word when I've looked it up, and I'm like, how do I convert a Maya Unicode string into a normal string? And I never got a straight answer, so if I ever need to, I just loop through it and manually add a string. Actually, you know what? I think I was supposed to end, now that you mention it, string. Like a super hard forced string version of joint onto the list. And I don't know if I don't think I need it here, but just in case. But yeah, I think that gives us the cleanest version of a list of objects in Maya without the Unicode. I don't know why they don't have some built-in version to just Jorge says try casting it to string and see if that forces them to continue normal strings. There's a lag between the stream and me reading that. I'm assuming that's what I just did, where you put string at the beginning of it. Oh yeah, I wrote that wrong. It's this way. But yeah, I've done that in the past. That does force it. So I just manually loop through a Maya LS list and append it to a new list with that string cast. I don't know what the correct term is. I'm saying cast because you wrote casting there. But yeah, just forcing it to be a string instead of a Unicode string. You can directly type Unicode strings in Python 3. That's useful. I don't have Python 3 here because for the sake of making my rigs backwards compatible with as many people's Mayas as possible, I use 2018. Jorge says, or the Spaniard 400 says, Unicode strings are harmless, though you can mostly treat them like any other string. Yeah, it's very rare that they get in the way. Every once in a while, I'll need it to feed me a clean string. I didn't in this particular case, I don't think, but I was already looping through, so I figured I might as well. All right, so let's check this create control command, which is just a function from one of my other scripts. We'll just let them be squares at first. Scale, I always do build scale times whatever size I want it to be. Even build scale is something I query at the beginning of each of my rig parts, where it's just checking to see how big my character is. So it'll, if I built it at like twice the normal one value scale, it'll grab that and then just do it times whatever I want. Times, the nose is pretty small, so let's just try 0.2, see how big that comes out. Color yellow. I don't think we want yellow. I think we want, I guess we want a different color for each of these. I'll just write color and then I'll make a color variable before this to query which part of the nose we're building. Offset, yes. Hide trans, no. Hide rote, no. Hide scale, no. Hide visibility, yes. And we don't know how we want it to be rotated yet, so I'll leave those default. Although actually, I think based on the last one we built, we do want Z of 45 to at least come in. No, we'll start at 0. Let's see how it builds. Andre says, I can name my Vares in Russian, but choose not to. That sounds complicated if I were to do that. Rook, I think that means the rotate order is keyable. Yes. And the default rotate order is XYZ. It's probably fine for something as simple as this, but I could always revisit that later. All right, so let's create that color variable that I said I was going to do. So I guess it's if nose underscore bind is in the joint name, color will be equal to yellow, which is my primary color that I use. Else color is equal to red, which is my secondary. So it'll give the nostrils a less dominant color. But now I don't think I want to create controls for the naso creases. I think I want that to just be... No, maybe animators will want to have control over that. Should I have the naso crease for the sneer, or like the little meat of the cheek that's above the nostril? Yeah, I guess I'll have it. I guess I'll have it be a control. Yeah, and I should probably create different shapes for those, so it's not just a whole bunch of squares. The naso crease I might want that to be an arrow. So let me open up my control script file and see what I'm calling a single directional arrow. All the way to the bottom here. Look for one that sounds like arrow 1. It's probably just called arrow 1. No, I don't see arrow 1. We've got arrow curved, arrow flat 1. That's what we want. Probably. So let's make a... Let's say elif naso is in the joint name. We'll say shape is equal to arrow flat 1. Oh, also, these should have all been strings. Or, wait, no, those were already... Yeah, but the shape should be a string. Okay. Next up, we should add an else here that just says color is red. Although I think we only have one other type here, which would be elif, else if nostril in joint, and we can make it be another shape. And I guess now that we're doing this, we need to add shape to each of these. So square will be if it's the base there. And I guess we can make the nostrils circles, just keep them all separate. See how that looks. And the naso, let's make them purple. That's my tertiary color. And because I'm OCD, I want this one to be above this one. Okay. Let's build this and see how it goes. I didn't get an error, but I am not seeing controls, probably because we didn't move them to where they're supposed to be yet. So let's reopen that and copy some other lines from the brow file. Though actually, let's close the brow file and... Oh, wait a second. Okay, so yeah, let's just go to where we were working in the build file, which we didn't even make a separate file to build the basic head parts because it was just a couple lines. But if we find that section here, I can just steal what we did here because it was simpler than the brow version. Regutils FK hierarchy. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I guess the nose is so simple we don't really need to do the FK hierarchy function. We can keep it as just these manual things that we're doing. So in that case, I guess we don't need to steal anything from there. Maybe the brow version is better. So I have this match command, but it's just, I end up just writing an actual constraint and then deleting the constraint manually most of the case because it's just 2 lines. So we're going to yank these over to the joint. And control with the iterator being 2. What the control command actually returns is control offset 1 offset 2. So whenever we want to move the whole thing, we do a 2 next to it. And then delete that. And then we want to actually create a constraint to move it around. So this time it's going to be the control driving the joint. Maintain offset, but probably won't matter. And then we also want it to be able to scale. There's probably some lines in here that I have doing that. Why am I not seeing them? Here we go.
Prevent, yeah, I know. Stupid word.
Make sure we replace these with control and joint. See if that works. All right, looks like it worked. Although it's building squares for all of them because I forgot to add in this shape variable that we created. Right now it just says square somewhere in here. Where are you, square? There you go. Wonder which way these arrows are going to be facing by default. Maybe I should just in the prep file actually orient these joints to be facing the right way. That's probably what we want. And then we're going to want these to automatically move out in X, so I guess we should still rotate the arrow outwards. All right, we've got the tip here. I guess we want the tip to be a circle as well. And I guess I'll have them be purple. Whoops, keep yanking that out. Come on. Okay. So in our prep file, let's rotate these to look correct. So I guess we should turn on our geo to see what we're doing here. I'm gonna hide these glasses. All right, so the Sneer should probably orient to her nose a little bit. And then we can mirror that. Trying to think. So I guess what the Sneer is doing is it's actually coming forwards. Sneer is a hard thing because it's not like a deliberate thing you do with your face. It just kind of happens when you move your nostril out. So actually, yeah, I guess it's going to be moving in Z and in X. But yeah, oriented this way, I think that should be fine. Okay. So now we want to make sure those arrows trying to think just for user friendliness which way those arrows should face. Maybe we shouldn't make it a single directional arrow. Like, in my mind, I want it to be an arrow that points away from the nose, but in reality, that's not really where you're gonna pull it very often. It just kind of looks okay. Yeah, I think I'll make it a 4-way arrow. So arrow flat 4, I think is the name of that. So I renamed that there. Let's see how this builds. Cool. And I guess for the right side, we're going to want to make this not this way. I like to do a negative scale X for my face controls. Away from the mouth towards the cheekbone. That's what I was thinking. But whenever the animator manually goes to grab this, like, I feel like they're going to be moving it in Z more often than not. So having an arrow that points away was kind of weird. So I'll just keep it as these little 4 arrows for now. I thought I made this one. Oh, I looked for tip, but it needs to be a capital T. Or I'll just write nose tip like that. Okay. So now we need to have it flip these. How was I going about doing this in my browse script? Somewhere in here I'm like tracking 180 and then doing a negative scale. Is that it? CMDS.rotate? No, I don't think that's it. Or maybe, yeah, I guess that is it actually. Wait, but where is it adding in? Where's it adding in a negative scale? -1. Where am I typing -1? Oh, was that it? I think I just saw it. There we go. Okay, here it is. Let's copy these over. Spaniard says, I'm partial to cubes, spheres, circles, and squares for face control stuff. Let them figure out which way they want to push it. That's fair, that's fair. 3-dimensional shapes do make sense. I should add a few more into my my database. I only have a few that I kind of like made from scratch. I am absolutely terrible when it comes to scripting out NURBS curve shapes and stuff like that, which was kind of why I thought about switching to polygons, but I queried some animators, pulled them on Twitter, and they were all like, no, we want curves because we have tools that work with that. So we're sticking to curves. But I really do like the Disney style of polygon controls personally. Yeah, making it from 3 circles makes sense, but for technical reasons, I tried to make all of my shapes single, have just one shape node. All of my control curves have just one shape node instead of that would have like 3 circle shape nodes. And that's just a limitation because I was lazy and didn't feel like writing my shape swapping tools to take in consideration a bunch of shapes, which I probably should have. Okay, so we're rotating. What are we rotating? Let's replace root C with control on both of these. -180 in the X. Is that what we want? Yeah, that looks right. And then it sets scale X to -1. So let's rebuild that and see if it looks right. Let's hide this geo. Doesn't necessarily look right. No, that's not right. Yeah, that's not the values we wanted. Let's see what it gave it. Oh wait, I gave it to level 2. I thought I wanted to give it to level 1. I guess level 2 works fine. No, I feel like I should make it level 1 because it doesn't have any values on it. Maybe that'll just fix it. Wait a second. It's the left side that isn't right. Oh, you know what? Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm applying it to both of them right now. I was only supposed to apply it to the right side. So I'll just say if joint dot starts with r underscore, then it does this. And it should do it to the nostril as well. Okay. Okay. Hooray! It works. Perfectly mirrored. Ta-da. Okay, so we've got all of our controls here. Let me try applying this to level 2, though, the second offset instead of the first one, because I remembered we need to be able to key, or not key, but remap or automatically move that first level. We can always create extra offsets if we need to later, but for now, the way it's set up, in theory, I should keep offset 1 as the one that we control. Wait. Did I not reopen my file? Oh, shoot. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, crap. I accidentally overwrote my prep file. Well, that's great. I haven't versioned it up in a while, probably. Shame on me for not saving when my prompt to save popped up. So this one, last save was like 4 days ago, but I don't actually change much in these prep files between these sessions. We're mostly just leaving it the same and then rerunning it. Did we? I think all we may have done was rename these. Yeah, I think we just renamed these to upper and lower. Save this as a new version. I guess we'll just save as 42 since that file got bonked anyway. Alright, now let's build. Hope it doesn't error out. Cool. Oh, right, we didn't rotate those in our new file. That's okay. So let's see if it is correct over here. Yeah, it looks fine. Yep. Now, how will we go about... How will we go about automatically driving the Sneer? Didn't think that far ahead yet. Normally I've had a Sneer attribute on the nostril control, but that was before we actually had Sneer controls. So now we have the decision whether or not we want to put the Sneer option on the actual naso upper / aka / Sneer control, or the nostril, because the sneer is technically going to automatically rotate the nostril up from kind of its inner pivot area, while also maybe pushing it in translate X, but also countering that motion with the translate Z and X of the naso upper controls offset. So technically this one right here, naso upper off 1, this is automatically going to move out a little bit. I feel like it makes more sense to put it on the nostril, because it's more that the sneer moves automatically based on the nostril sneer. But I don't know, I guess it could be either. For now, I'll just script it to be on this, but I could always change it later. Let me actually name what we're... Let me like organize the script a little bit. It's getting a little lengthy without a little comment. That's kind of our basics here. I guess that's all kind of the same thing, but let's start a new section here called Auto Sneer, which is, I think, all we really need to do. I think that's all that's left for the basics here. Andre votes for the sneer to stay manual. Well, it is still manual. It's just that you have an attribute somewhere, wherever we put it, called sneer, that you can just dial in and out manually, and that causes both the nostril and the meat around the nostril to just move into a nice shape, which you could still do by manually moving the nostril and this naso control. So it just gives you the option whether you want to just bump up the sneer that's happening at any given moment, or manually dial a sneer in with one attribute versus having to manually position 2 controls. Yeah, what Jorge said also. It's just an option to dial it in with one thing instead of forcing them to manually position them, but you're still free to manually position them. Which you wouldn't have been able to do if we decided to just automatically drive this joint, but we did give it a control, so I think it's a win-win for both opinions. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a nostril attribute. Add adder. We're going to add it to... I guess we don't have a variable for the nostril. I guess while we're looping through these joints, we'll just say if L underscore nostril is in joint name, create a variable called nostril L, and same for the right side. So we're going to add this to nostril L. I guess we'll separate these out into 2 sections, just copy and paste them. So we're adding it to nostril L. Attribute type is going to be a float. Long name sneer. You know what? Maybe I confused you earlier because I called this auto sneer. I guess it's not really auto sneer, it's just a sneer shortcut. So I'll just get rid of that auto there so it makes more sense. It's just sneer controls, sneer attributes. Let's see, what else do I need to say here? Min is equal to 0, max is equal to 1. What else are we doing here? I always forget something. I guess we don't really need to put default value. Keyable. That's the one I always forget the first time around. Let's just copy this to nostril R as well. See how that builds. Always save. I thought I had a line that automatically renamed the file path so that I wouldn't overwrite my stuff, but I guess not, because we accidentally overwrote it before. Alright. Hey, it's not showing up. What the heck? What did I do wrong? My nostrils do not have any sneer attributes. What did I do? Add adder to nostril L and nostril R. Oh wait, it's equal to joint. I meant to be control 0. So it probably did exist on those joints and not the controls. Listening to different music on my earbuds as that's actually playing for the stream must be weird, because you see me bobbing my head completely offbeat sometimes. So Jorge saying I can use the increment save. I've never looked into Maya's options, but so basically the way I have it written for my system, because I'm constantly bouncing back and forth between prep files and build files, it's a lot of manual saving. So it also, there's the issue of when you hit build and then accidentally hit Control S, you're still in the same file. So every time I hit build, I prompt it to give me that save as window. It just that automatically pops up. That's not me doing it. And then I just save it as a new version whenever that happens. And I thought there was a line in there that just automatically renamed it to like _temp or something, but it didn't do it last time. Should look into that. All right. Do we have our sneer controls? Yes, we do. Ho-ho. Wahoo. Okay, so we've got our sneer controls. And now, should we create a remap node, or should we just directly drive it? I guess we should create a remap, because the chances that you'd want Z and X to be the exact same every time is probably unlikely. So let's just steal some remap creation stuff from our browse script. Where am I making remaps? Create node, create node. Oh, here we go. Here's the remap creation line. Remap value, and we'll have the name be the prefix followed by sneer left sneer underscore X underscore remap. And I guess we'll just do the whole left side of it right now. Thank you for calling me Mighty One. I'm here from your YT channel. That's a little weird, but I'll take it. All right, so then we got the connect lines. Oh, we don't need that one, because I was doing it for 2 of them before, which we are now, but I'm just writing it slightly differently this time. So we don't want this anymore. We want to connect the sneer one that we made. Nostril L, input value, and then the out value is going to go to .tx of, I guess we should create some variables for the offset. Nostril L off. Nostril R off. Grabbing that offset, the little 1 there. Nostril L off. And then we'll set some default values. Get rid of the second half, actually. So we want to go from 0 to 1, but instead of actually from 0 to 1 on translate X, we'll have it be... I guess we'll leave them both as 0 to 1 for now, and then we will see what we need to change. So let's copy this over to the right side, or not the right side. Oh shoot, we actually need to call this remap left X. And populate it down. And then this will be remap left Z. Make it TZ. Okay. And I think it's positive in both of them. I'm here from your YouTube channel says, you can't call me weird, you worked on Disney, you must have seen weirder. Come on, please, I can't be weird to you, come on, save my day. I don't know, I think calling anybody Mighty One is a little weird, but you're not too weird. Just a little weird, certainly not the weirdest. Okay, let's build this and see what happens. Uh-oh. Nostril off is not defined, 103. Nostril L off. What the fuck? Why? No, I must have just typed it wrong. Wait, nostril. Oh, I typed it wrong here. Typos. Deadly typos. I'm here from your YouTube channel asks, what are the advantages to scripting the model like this rather than drawing it yourself? I'm not sure what you mean by drawing it yourself. I assume you mean just manually going through the process of rigging it in Maya with your mouse and keyboard. And the answer is I can build more than one character with this script. So I have my prep scene here where I just place the joints where I want them. And then whenever I hit this build button here, it's just taking these joint positions into consideration, but running the same code. So like I recently released my Mecha rigs. There were like 6 or 7 or 8 of them. And it took me like 30 minutes to make each of those characters once their models were done, because it was the same exact rig. I just needed to move around some joint placements in the prep file. Whereas if I made them from scratch, like it would have been pretty much impossible to change their body proportions unless you really like break the rig apart and rebuild it in scene, which is not the easiest. Okay, so does Sneer work? Nope, because we told it to move the nostril instead of the naso upper. Great job, me. Oh wait, I guess we do kind of want it to do that. But we wanted it to rotate as well, so I guess we need 4 remaps. We need to rotate the nostril, we need to push the nostril in X, and we need to push the naso upper in Z and X. So right now we just wanted it to be the naso upper, so let's just finish making these represent that. So left sneer naso, since later we're going to need left sneer nostril. And at the end of the day, it's not going to nostril offset, it's going to... I guess we'll make some extra variables for naso. Is that how we named it? Yes. Kind of weird variables, but I think that's accurate. And then it's going to be Naso R off and Naso L off. Thanks for the follow. A director auth? Or is it a direct R auth? Could be either. Oh, it looks like we did it backwards. I see that the right side is highlighted with the left side instead of the left and left or right and right. So, nostril L. Oh, wait. Hold up. I copied the wrong thing for this one. This should be... Or wait. No, this is... Okay, we're supposed to do left for both of these. I'm getting confused here. So there's nothing on the right side yet. I'm gonna sort these by opposite so I can not have to scroll every time. Okay, looks like it is highlighted. Hooray! So it's moving in Z and X correctly. So now we should be able to copy this to the other side, though I guess first we'll create our 2 more remaps for the nostril. Let's copy these both. Remap, left, X. I'll just be sloppy and call it 2. What else do we need to change? Left sneer, nostril. Oh, I just realized I named these wrong. It's supposed to be X and Z, but I mean, it's all just variables, so that still worked last time. Just probably had a dumb name under the surface. Okay, so we want to attach this to the rotate Z and the translate X. So let's do RZ on the second one, and then TX, and I guess we'll put T here as well to be consistent. And which way do we want it to rotate? Which is which? We want it to rotate this way, which looks like it's a positive number, so that's okay by default. But the rotate ones 0 to 1 should be like 0 to 45 or something, because it's degrees instead of distance. Okay, what else do we need to change in here? Nostril L dot sneer, that's fine. Count value, that's fine. Oh wait, we need to replace... Oh, we already replaced? No? Okay, we need to put nostril L off instead of naso L off, and vice versa. Okay, I think that's it. Let's see if that works. Thanks for the oh, I already said thanks for the follow. Never mind. Thought that was a new Stream Elements announcement. 133. What did we break? Input value. Oh. Forgot to copy these over. I copied the one from the previous one instead. Okay. Turn on local rotation axes for these controls so we can tell, since circles aren't very noticeable when they rotate. Oh boy. Something happened. We did the right side for the left again. So left. Left. Nostril R. Remap. Wait. These should all be called remap R. I mean, I don't think that's the problem, though I should have seen that. Maybe... Could that be the problem? I don't think so, but we'll see. So the left side, where in here is it looking for something? Or wait, no, sorry. Left, 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 left. Okay, I definitely need to fix some stuff here. So this should be right. This should be right. Rotate Z. Wait a second, hold up. I'm getting lost here. Okay, we didn't do anything with the right side yet. That's the problem, or that's why I keep getting confused. So this should be L. This is all still for the left side. And that means I did not, I should have kept these as L. I almost dug ourselves into a corner here. Let's replace all these once more. Remember that we are not doing the right side yet. And I guess, yeah, we'll leave that. I'm just gonna build this, see if anything happens. Andre says, paint into a corner, dig into a hole. Feel that. Okay, nothing on the left is highlighted. Yay! Did it work? Let's turn on local rotation axes for that. Yes. So now that we see how it's moving, we can change these default values so that the rigger doesn't have to change it too much after it's built. So the translate is definitely way too much. So where is the translate of the nostril? I believe it's this one. So 0 to 1, 0 to 0.1 maybe? And we'll leave the rotate at 45 for now. Although I guess that's a lot. Maybe we'll make it like 30 degrees. And then I'm trying to think on my nose when I guess the translate X of the Sneer area, the nasal control should be lessened as well. So let's make this one 0.25. Let's see what that looks like. I could just adjust them in scene, but I'll just rebuild them. Whoops. Okay, so it definitely moves in Z more than X now. Should be fine. Once we actually paint this, we can always adjust it on the actual per rig basis. A director Roth says a small tip, Control plus D to select multiple and then edit simultaneously in Sublime. Thank you. I've definitely done that before. I just never really got into the pattern of it. Maybe that would have been useful when I was copy and pasting all those. All right, so let's copy all this over to the right side and get that working. And then I think that's all we can really do for the nose today. Then we'll add a few cleanup lines. Oh, let's separate these out. Sneer R. Nostril R, nostril L. And then let's try your control. Whoa, oh, I see what you mean. Control D just automatically selects them all. But I don't want them all, I only want some of them. Change that to the right. Nostril R. Map R. Probably should have just left and right off these since we're just going in order and I wouldn't have to replace them. Oh well. Okay. Oh wait, hold up. Oh yeah, all of these are R, so we want to replace these as well. Alright, where else on here are we referencing the left side? Nostril L right there. Nostril R, remap R. I think that might be it. Oh, we already did this. We don't need that there. Or I guess we'll just separate. Let's build that. In the wrong file again. An error. Line 145. Forgot to put an R here. Okay. No errors, please. Looks promising. Hooray! Alright, I think that's all we needed to do. Actually, you know what? I just remembered or realized I didn't parent any of these controls to the nose root. I think that's the last thing we need to do before just tidying up. But our Sneer system works now. Hooray! Okay, so back up to when we created the controls. I guess we'll just add parent lines right in here. Parent the second offset of these controls to prefix underscore BND. I think that's just nose underscore bind. Just drop these under each of these. And also drop it under if nose tip in joint. Let's see if that works. Okay. Hooray. Wait. Oh, I don't want it to be parented to the joint. I want it to be parented to the control. I think that should work. Not the most complicated nose ever, but gets the job done. Devol asks, you still working at a studio, your own stuff now? No, I'm not working at any studios right now. Every once in a while I'll do some freelance studio work for PsyOp, but yeah, I was at DreamWorks for 2.5 years and decided to quit to focus on my own stuff, because when you work for a big studio, it, you know, the legal team, they can't really afford too much subtlety in regards to side hustle stuff, so we ended up having to make lots of compromises while I was there, me and the legal team. So eventually I realized if I wanted to go on all in on my rig stuff, I would have to quit at some point. But it was a great place to work, definitely my favorite so far. Okay, now they're actually parented. Make sure that hierarchy looks right. Cool. So the nostrils are parented to the nose control. So are the nasos, so are the tip. Oh wait, we don't want the nasos parented to the nose. Let's get rid of that. Deeball asks, have I developed any plugins for facial stuff, PSDs or the like? So I'm trying to be as game engine friendly as possible with this rigging system on the right here that I'm building right now. And it will have options for post space deformation and blend shapes and stuff, but I'm still seeing how far I can get without that. And it's also not plugin based, it's just basic Python stuff. I haven't delved into C++ or any of that kind of stuff. Okay, that's what we wanted. Maybe by default we want that to move more in Z. I guess that's a decent amount. All right. Cool. So now let's just make sure everything's parented where it's supposed to be. Currently it is not. We want these to be parented to control_nose. Currently nothing is. So these ones are parent. These two seem just a parent. CTRL nose. Oh, you know what I realized? CTRL nose. You can't just directly write that because it should support prefixes, even though I'll probably never use this to create any one with more than one nose, but just to be clean. Oh, right, we can just say control group. Yeah, control group. And what are we parenting? Control level 2, which is the highest offset. So we'll do that for these two, as well as if nose underscore bind. Should have just declared the root separately, but it's fine. Let's try that. Thanks for the kind words, Devol. Thanks for being here. Ooh. This NVIDIA background removal does not like my water bottle. And thanks, a Director Roth, for the kind words as well. You know what, before I forget, let's look at the build file and figure out why it isn't automatically renaming my file to temp. Where in here is it building? Rebuild, no. Body rigs, no. Extra rigs, no. Where's the regular build function? Sanity check, set tags, build tag, that's it. Maybe I commented it out at some point? Where is it? Rename file. I have a separate one for it. Should be. Oh, wait a second. Rename file. It looks like rename file is a step, and I've been unchecking it. Why did I make it its own step? That's weird. Yep, there it is, rename file. Alright, so as long as we keep that on, it should be good. To not accidentally overwrite anything. So just to test that, if I just X out of that, yeah, it looks like it saved it as work temp. Success. All right. What did we just do? All right, we're gonna check to make sure this built or parented the nose. So we got nose, we got naso. Cool. We are good to go. Let's just look at the brow file and see what cleanup steps we can copy over. Parent, we already did that. And then just create bind sets. And I think that should just work as is because it's just grabbing that prefix value. So we should see a nose underscore control set when we rebuild this. And bind set. Okay. What was I about to check? Oh, right. Yep, there it is. So we've got, wait, that's not right. Prefix. Oh, that's right. I forgot that the nose parts aren't all starting with nose. I guess they really should be. For now, I guess I'll let it slide. Now, maybe we really should start everything with nose. That does kind of break the system a little bit. But I also need to go back into my scripts where I create the joints to make sure everything is named up to these new standards, which I don't think I've done. Maybe I did on... Yeah, I think we did that actually. Yeah, let's find the script where we create our nose joint. So joint underscore face. I do believe we already updated it for like inner, upper, and stuff. Yeah, we already renamed those there. So now, where's the nose in here? What the heck is all this? I guess I generated these automatically. Nose bind. I guess we'll just do a whole bunch of replace alls. So nose bind is fine.
All to himself. For wandering, browsing, fun shopping. There's always something new. What now?
L nostril should be L underscore. Is it listing 3? Prefix. Getting confused how I set this up. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. I'll be back in a second.
Everyone knows in a sale you sell your slow movers, but some genius put our best sellers on sale. This big screen color console, automatic fine tuning, high bright color tube.
Alright, where were we? Alright, I'm trying to figure out how I set these to be created. And I'm realizing the place that I renamed these already. That's weird. What is that top section? Did I do the nose like... Okay, so I have separate ones for most of this stuff, but I guess I just lumped the nose in with the basics. That's annoying. But yeah, I guess I just need to replace them in this section, and that should be it. We got Nosebine. Now we got this one. Don't know where it's getting nostril from. I guess that doesn't matter though. We'll just call this nose nostril. Oops. I have to copy this down here. Why did that work? Nope, not nost. What's a nost? Call this nose underscore tip. Alright, I think that's all of them. Oh no. I have nose here. How'd that happen? Okay, that should be good. So I'm not going to even know if that works until months later, because we already built it in this scene, but we will just rename them in here. All right, got to go to our prep file. We'll also have to update our nose build file, Python file, to have the new naming. Left nose nostril. Nose tip. Our nose nostril. And for all these, we'll just use comment rename. Place underscore naso with underscore nose underscore naso. Oh, you know what? We just want the uppers. The lowers are not the nose. Okay. Let's check that file we were just in, because I didn't realize that. Nose tip, nose nostril. Oh, right. Where are the nasos? L naso lower, L naso upper. What section is this? Is this still this big dump? Yeah, it is. Okay. Cool, cool. See if that builds, or actually not yet. We need to check through our whole nose build file to fix these names now. So we're looking for a nose tip, nose. Wait, the way I did the prefix is kind of weird now though. Split this by nose. Pre-old. This pre-old stuff is getting real old real fast. Shouldn't have done it this way, but so many of my files start like this now. What's another part of the body that has lefts and middles? I guess nothing on the face yet. I guess it's kind of complicated because this file, it's building left and right side stuff all in the same function. What do we do in the brow file? Let me just copy this over and rewrite this part. Which one knows? If pre-old is not equal to L, wait. Let's back up. Okay. I think that makes sense, actually. We just need to alter it later when we do left and right parts. Nose tip. Guess we'll have to do it something like this. Hopefully that works. Okay. Should be all right. And this is all doing it just based on whatever they're called. This one, if L nostril. Well, that's not right, because it might have a prefix between the two. I guess we'll have to say if L in joint and nostril in joint. And R. If L in joint and naso in joint. Then right side. Nose tip in joint. That looks right. I'm probably gonna mess something up here. Sneer L. I think this might all be fine because it's just using this stuff. Alright, let's just see if that runs. Immediate error. Rig nose 92. Looks like it's creating the prefix wrong. Pre-old. Line 92, no object matches name. Underscore nose. Why is it underscore nose? Control. Current control 2. Maybe line 33. Yeah, it might be something in the pre-old section. I'm just trying to find what's actually happening on line 92 first. On line 92, it's parenting control offset to bind.replace on prefix underscore bind. Okay. Now that our prefix, so on line 36, the prefix is equal to the prefix old and then nose. So it's probably saying that prefix old is equal to just an underscore. So prefix old is equal to whatever's before nose, which is nothing, which means it's returning nose underscore bind. And if pre-old is not root, which right now it is. No, if this makes sense. Pre-old is returning nose underscore bind. And if it doesn't equal nose underscore bind, it should go to this line. If not, it should go to this line. So in theory, it should be on this line, but then where's it getting underscore from? So I guess we'll just do that that print 1, print 2 thing, just to double check where it's going. Okay, number 1. Why is it in number 1? Root. Root is nose underscore bind. And this should return nose underscore bind. Why wouldn't it? Line 93, wait. Wait, this time it printed nothing. Why would it print nothing? Last time we tested what a split does when it doesn't find a success, it just returns the original. What the heck? Whoa, what am I looking at? Oh, wait a second. So it's splitting it by nose, and it's definitely binding something. We must have been confused earlier. So when you split it by nose, it's going to give you nose, and it's going to give you underscore bind as the second one. So this line doesn't make sense anymore. So we're splitting nose. Oh, I guess if we just type split nose underscore bind, that might make sense. Now it returned two blank things. This is very weird. This is not the result we got earlier. Root.split nose underscore bind. And then we print it. It gives us this nonsense. 2 empties. That's so weird. What did we fuck up? I'm not sure what a delimiter is. But in the past, whenever I've used split and I just feed it, it just gives me a list of everything before. It just kind of splits it by what you give it. So if I'm splitting nose bind by nose bind, it should I don't know how it works, like if it's supposed to give me nose bind as a result or nothing as a result, but instead it's going to be two things as a result, which I guess makes sense. Which is why we were originally splitting it by nose, so in theory it should give us a list of two items, nothing, followed by underscore bind. So there is always a first item then. So earlier today when we tested it out, it was giving us something different, which is why we had this route. So in theory, it should just say if pre-old, like if this variable gives us something other than nothing, then it will be blank underscore. Maybe that'll just work like that. Let's just try that. Error. Okay, I think that worked. There's just another error to solve now. 119. Naso L off. Referenced before assignment. If L enjoint and naso enjoint. L enjoint and naso enjoint. Now, why isn't this working? Must be something about the new names, but naso L off. That's weird. Local variable naso L off referenced before assignment. Why isn't it assigning it? It has something to do with these new little queries we added in here. If L enjoint and naso enjoint. Naso L off. This is very weird. It seems to not be getting into this section here when it reaches it. L enjoint and naso enjoint. It should absolutely be finding this. That's weird. I don't know why that would be. L nose, naso upper. What are we sorting through here? Maybe it's in this. Yeah, actually, it's probably just what I'm telling it to find. Okay, I think I know. I think I know why. Our prefix it's returning ends in nose now. So we need to get rid of this stuff here. Okay. Okay, no error. What are we looking for here? Totally forgot what we were even doing. I think we're just making sure everything is still here and working now that we renamed everything. Uh-oh. Okay, something about our remaps got disconnected. But why didn't it error out? So our remap section here. Let's just look at what this remap's actually being driven by in the node editor. Nostril. Oh, duh. It is working. I just forgot it was the Sneer attribute, not the actual translation that drives it. So yeah, I think everything's working. Make sure everything's named correctly. All right. I think our nose is good to go. Which I think means that is a good stopping point. So let's roll the credits and thank everyone for their follows. Gotta find that credits button. You have to go to the Streamlabs website to initiate credits. It's so weird. Boom, credits. Thanks for the follows, A Director Roth, Haas, and Tales from the Cranny. I'll see y'all next time, unless someone's online to raid, but that usually isn't the case during the day like this. I'm the only one who doesn't have a job. By choice, but still. Let's see if anyone's online. Or if anyone has any recommendations for other similar streamers that we can have on our to raid list. No, nobody I follow is online. I can quickly check the software and game dev category, see if there's anyone doing anything interesting. You can't even search software and game development yet. It doesn't even show up. Yeah, I'm not really seeing much. We do need to get a better list of creative people to raid after we finish streams, but for now we'll just call it a day. Thanks for watching, everybody.